Karibuni, welcome tuelimishwe kwa masuala ya jamii, tutumbuizwe sana mbalimbali, tujuzwe juu ya matukio ya kila pembe, wapa burudani kwa familia nzima.
It's a great Sunday. My name is Likuyani Eli. This is the 5th of September 2021, and the show coming to you is Against All Odds, where we bring you stories of ordinary people doing extraordinary things. My guest tonight, she's an amazing woman, all the way in Mombasa, Kenya, bringing hope to the hopeless. I'm talking about one Jimia Abdul Yusuf, who in her work and in her tasked to bring joy and smile to the face of the destitute, especially young children suffering from cancer. She saw it was important to start a foundation. But I'll be emptying everything she has to say if I don't take this opportunity to welcome her. And my guest, Laila Mohamed. Good evening, Jimia. How are you?
I'm good. Ellie, it's Jimia Abdul Yusuf. Where are you getting Mohammed from?
I don't know where Muhammad came from, but probably I need to ask Prophet Muhammad, what happened to you tonight? Again, my apologies, ladies and gentlemen. That is Jimia Abdul Yusuf. All the way, tonight she's coming to us live from Nairobi, Kenya, where she tells me she had gone to do some stuff there. Kindly introduce yourself and tell us what you do, madam.
Hello guys, my full name's Jimia Abdul Yusuf from Mombasa, Kenya, and currently in Nairobi, just running a few errands before going back home. Okay, it's a pleasure being here on Art is Heart today, and hoping to engage more with all the viewers and all the followers of Art in Heart, inshallah.
Inshallah. Thank you so much for those introductions. And you know, you also got it wrong at one point. You said art is hard, but I said it's okay. She's just playing, tit for tat, but it's a fair game.
No. I said art in heart, or is it art?
Definitely. That is art in heart. And of course, the program on air is against all odds. So, Jimmy, such an amazing story you have, but let me give you the honors to tell us exactly where it all began. For those of you who have been following, Jimia has been doing an amazing job with cancer, children who are living with cancer. And this is just an opportunity for you to get to understand better what she does. So Jimia, let's get straight into it.
Okay, back to your question where it all started. Basically, what I do started back in the year 2000 and when my kid was hospitalized in hospital in Mombasa, she was sick, and beside her there was another kid who was really sick. Actually, I thought the kid was 2 months old, but I came to know that she was 9 months old at that time. So after interrogating the mother, the kid was weighing 1.2 kgs at the age of 9 months. So after interrogating the mother told me the kid has 3 holes. In fact, 3 holes in her heart. It was a congenital heart disease. She needed to go to India for a corrective surgery. So at that time, I had a few followers on social media. but I decided to use the platform to raise alarm about the plight of that kid. The mother was from Kwale, so I thought like I'm in town, I can make use of technology, basically Facebook, and maybe we can reach somewhere. So we raised funds for that kid. Some other people whom I didn't know from social media joined in, and it's a long story actually, but we got enough funds for the kid to go to India to
Yeah.
to get her surgery. So when she came back after the surgery, when she came back, I saw another story on Facebook of a kid who was 1 year and 6 months diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia. It's a type of blood cancer that mostly affects children, but it can
Okay.
also affect the adults, but mostly it's for kids. So I interrogated the mother, we exchanged contacts, we talked. She told me all about her kid, and I used the same platform, Facebook, and many people joined in. There was the likes of Yasin Juma, there was the likes of Alamin Kimathi, and there was the likes of Aisha Sharifa. So many other people joined in to assist in raising funds for that kid. His name was Baby Fadl. That was in the year 2016. So we raised enough to start treatment, not the full amount, enough to start the treatment in India. So while the kid was receiving treatment in India, unfortunately, after 1 month of treatment, Baby Fadl succumbed to the complications of cancer treatment and the harsh chemotherapy. So he was buried in India. The mother came back alone after burying her son in India. The mother decided to come back alone. So when she came back, we met, discussed with a few friends that had assisted in baby Fadl's plight. We saw the challenges that we faced. We saw the challenges that Fadl's mom underwent during raising funds. Friends whom she used to call friends, they all backed off. She got new friends. She received a lot of challenges. There was a lot of stigmatization in the area she was coming from, because she was coming from the NEP regions, northeastern regions. There was a lot of stigmatization. She was called a lot of names. So we thought like all this is because so many people don't know about cancer, especially blood cancer. There were so many parents out there facing the same challenges, and we decided no, this should come to an end. We can not just end it like that, but we can take little steps and change so that no any other mother or no any other parent can undergo what she went through. So that's how FadlCarda Leukemia Foundation was born. It was named after baby Fadl, who succumbed to cancer in India. So Fadl was the name of the baby, and Kada was his nickname that his mom used to call him while at home. So that's how FadlCarda started. Actually, it started.
Uh, I don't know if what's happening, Jimmy, but I'm quite losing your audio. However, for everybody that is joining us tonight, we are talking to Jimia, and she's telling us the story of FadlCarda Foundation. And you know what amazes me is the fact that you use the power of social media to actually actualize the raising of funds to help total strangers. You know, Facebook for many of us, or social handles for many of us, it's where we go and show how our lives are doing very well. But in the recent past, it has proved it is the biggest thing to make a revolution. And thumbs up for doing this. Let's just get to the comment section very fast. And we have Sarah Njonjo who says, Art in Heart, good evening, family. Good evening to you, Sarah. I hope you're doing well. Again, it's all Art in Heart. Tuko Hapa. Thank you so much, Noreen. We have Calvin Munoko who says, it shall be well, and sending out prayers for us. Thank you so much. A lot of tagging happening here. Mubakar says, true. I think it's in focus on what you are talking about tonight. So let me bring you back to Fadl's story and many more children that we see. When we talk about numbers and the infection rates, not really infection, but the spread of blood cancer around our country, it amazed me today, actually, that the first type of cancer that is related to blood was announced in 1924. But then the diagnostics were not so wide. And it amazes me that even as we speak today, we do not have enough facilities to take care of this. What has been your story and what has been your experience, Jimmy, when dealing with cancer-related illnesses, specifically blood cancer?
Okay, before I continue, or before I answer that question, I have to clarify that I'm not a medic. I'm not a medical expert. I'll answer the question based on the experience that I know
Definitely.
when dealing with this kind of cases. So what I can say is blood cancer is not easy. It's not easy to diagnose. Not like breast cancer, not like prostate cancer. Blood cancer comes with a lot of infections, because blood cancer, as we know, it affects the blood cells. We have the white blood cells, which is our immunity. We have the red blood cells, which is the cells that carry oxygen in our bodies. We have the platelets, and we have the plasma. Plasma is the liquid which these cells float around with. So platelets assist in coagulation of the blood, so that when you get a bruise, when you get a cut, there's a certain fluid that forms on the top of that cut. That is the coagulation agent. That is the platelets working out. So when we talk about the white cells, when there is an abnormal increase of the white cells and an abnormal decrease of the white cells, then there's something wrong. There's something wrong with the bone marrow. So you get that when the white cells are affected, maybe they are less. You are prone to frequent infections. When there's a dengue outbreak, you find yourself with dengue. When there's a influenza outbreak, you get yourself getting infected. You get infected with viral infections on and off. You get infected with the bacterial infections on and off. So when you frequently visit the hospital, then it raises an alarm to the doctor. The doctor will be able to diagnose, okay, you've been having frequent infections. The doctor will want to take a full blood count test to check if there's anything wrong. Now,
but that's a good doctor, Jimmy, because we know of stories. We know stories of people that take their children often to the hospital. And I've heard this story. Wakona infection kwa tumbo. I mean, this is a common story. I don't know if you've heard that, but I know a lot of mothers who are told, akona infection kwa damu, akona infection kwa tumbo. Talk about this, because this is really sad.
Now we have two situations here. One being poverty, and another situation being ignorance. Now we have to, when it comes to ignorance, it's not just a matter of being ignorant, it's because of lack of awareness. Most parents don't know about it. Now, when it comes to poverty, when your kid is sick, most people, cannot afford to go to big hospitals. we just go to the local clinic nearby our neighborhood. Mostly when they do a blood test, they do the, I don't know what they call it, the medical terms, the normal prick that they put on the slide to test malaria. Yeah, that kind of blood test cannot show the full blood count. The full blood count blood has to be drained from the vein and put in test tubes for them to do what the other tests that they do. And you'll find it like the full blood count costs minimum 500 shillings. Minimum 500 shillings. So like 500 shillings for a person living in Korogocho, that's like a one week meal. When you talk about now the NHIF cover, I have to mix these topics because they go hand in hand. When we have the NHIF cover, which also covers outpatients. But when you go to the hospital and NHIF to use the outpatient services, and you need your blood to be tested, it only covers malaria tests. That's a fact. It only covers the malaria test.
That's why we are always being tested for malaria.
Exactly. Now,
and you're told you have malaria.
Malaria and typhoid. That's the
it's common because it's either malaria, typhoid, or there's something else, amoeba. It's always the diagnosis.
Now, when the doctor requests your child, or when the doctor requests you to have a full blood count, you need to chip in from your pocket, because the doctor will tell NHIF only covers malaria tests. But when you need to test for other the full blood count, you need to chip in from your pocket. And as I told you, minimum, the cheapest, it costs 500 shillings.
Wow, we want to talk more about that, of course, Jimmy, as we continue the conversation. For those who are joining us, you can follow this conversation with the hashtag against all odds and the hashtag that is at in heart. Jimia Yusuf Abdul. Jimia Abdul Yusuf, whichever comes first. She's here and telling us the stories that you guys need to hear and listen to. The power of social media. Let me just see, Noreen, thank you so much for tagging everybody that is there. I see Gori Segero says following Kinley. Thank you so much, sir, for following. We equally have Xavier Jerry Nato. Thank you so much for coming on. And Jemima Atieno, who says awesome show. Thank you so much, Jemima. I hope so let Auntie Jemima, but come on here, pia ni sawa. And then we're going to take a very quick break, Jimmy. And then when we come back, I want us to look at some of the works you've been doing with the Fadl Foundation. We'll be back in a moment.
Everyone tells you to watch out for the following signs and symptoms which might indicate that you are a mental health patient. Everyone gives you a clinical approach on how to tackle your mental health problems. But me, I'm no expert. I'm just an artistic soul with a simple life and a simple approach on how to stay sane in a world designed to drive you insane. Simple, the EP. Enjoy.
And yes, welcome back. My name is Likuyani, and we are talking to Jimia Yusuf, founder of Fadl Foundation, which deals with matters related to blood cancer. You know, when you're dealing with the diseases that are affecting young children, it's something that breaks your heart, especially if poverty is involved. And among the other works that Jimmy has been doing with her team is just to mention, but a few. Let's see. I see here she made some trips some time back to the hospital with those young, beautiful children. Let's find out, Jimia, what were you doing and what was the trip all about here?
Okay, basically every September worldwide. It's Blood Cancer Awareness Month and Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. Most people only know of October as Breast Cancer Awareness Month, but each type of cancer has a specific awareness month. So September
And the
is
ribbon too, right?
Yes, for blood cancer it's orange, and for childhood cancer awareness it's a gold color. So we all know not all cancer awareness are pink. Pink is for breast cancer, and it's usually marked in the month of October.
Yeah.
So basically, on the month of September, we usually use a Facebook platform, all our social media platforms, to raise funds. We raise funds a specific amount whereby we buy gift hampers and take it and distribute to each child at the cancer pediatric ward in the hospital. That's what we believe. We believe like giving that gift hamper to that child or that caregiver taking care of the child in the hospital will put a smile on their faces, because as the saying goes, a smile a day keeps the cancer fears away. You got that right?
Awesome. Awesome.
A
Awesome. I
a
almost
smile
thought you were
a
going to an
day.
apple a day. I was about to say that one I know.
So it usually goes like a smile a day keeps the cancer fears away. So giving that gift hamper, even if it's just for one day, to that child or that caregiver, they feel loved. And for that mother taking care of the hospital, they feel there is hope. If strangers can visit the hospital and do give portray such a kind gesture,
Yeah.
it gives so much hope to the caregiver. It gives so much hope for the kids to continue fighting. They can even forget their pain for one day. Their pain for one day. So we usually choose a public hospital. We target the number of kids in that specific pediatric cancer ward. Mostly we've been doing with the national hospital. We don't give the gifts to the hospitals. We give the
And
gifts
why?
to the kids.
Why
We
not the
give
hospital? You don't trust them enough.
It's not like we don't trust them, but we want them to go with when they get discharged, they go with the gift at home, because the gift includes diapers, the gift includes sanitary pads, the gift includes, there are some people coming from as far as Turkana, referred in
Yeah.
Kenyatta Hospital. They can stay
Yeah.
in the hospital for like 2 months, 3 months. They have no one to visit. They need soap to wash their clothes. So we cannot give the soap to the hospital. They need toothbrush. We cannot give the toothpaste to the hospital. So we give it to the patient and the caregiver bed by bed. They need a thermometer when they get discharged from the hospital to monitor their kids'
Temperature.
body temperatures like 3 times per day. And the thermometer currently costs like 450 shillings. So like when the kid gets discharged, that parent cannot afford 450 shillings to buy the thermometer. She
Yeah.
will wait until the next visit to take the temperatures, or just use the way our mothers used to do, like feel using their arms.
Yeah. We just with the use of the arm on the forehead and say, I think you have malaria.
Now
Jimmy.
that's why I'm telling you, we usually give it bed by bed.
Bed by bed. Yeah.
We not only do that, we go with energetic and vibrant youths who volunteer to do any kind of service that they are good at,
Yeah.
like face painting. They each do face painting to every child. We go with the balloons and give it to the kids. We go with the toys. and spend like between 20 to 30 minutes with the kids and play with them. By the way, we usually sing. You remember those songs we used to use in high school?
Singing games. Mary
No,
mtoto mzuri, mzuri,
no.
mzuri. That one, no.
Cheering
Okay.
squad, cheering squad. Steam panda,
Ah.
steam panda panda, steam panda.
Mlongo. You have to answer. Mlongo. Ao.
Ayo,
Mlongo. Ao.
ayo.
Ungo mwana wa mama. Ao. That one. I know that
Yes,
one.
those kind of songs that we used to cheer the school teams in school. So we sing those kind of songs. Even the whole word
Yeah.
becomes like a football field.
And that cheers up the children and the
We cheer
caregivers.
them. We cheer
Yes.
them like no one's business. And there's usually this boy called Daniel. He comes with his nyatiti,
Aha.
the nyatiti, and plays the nyatiti songs with the kids. So
Wait,
it's
Nyashiti is from
usually
which community, if I'm not wrong? Is this from the Kisii areas, if I'm not wrong? I
hey
hope I'm getting it right. Is it that one?
yawa
No, 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 no. Nyashiti is from Luo
nyatiti
region,
is,
right?
yes.
Okay, fine,
I'm
fine.
not
My
at home,
bad.
I know it.
My bad. My bad. Don't go there.
Yes. Now you see, these youths
Yeah.
volunteer in anything that they are good at. If they are good at blending with kids, if they are good at singing, if they are good in face painting,
Yeah.
they do it.
And
We just make that day. It's just a 1 day thing. We wish we could do it every day, but resources cannot allow us.
well, we'll talk
That's what
about
we
resources
usually
as we continue, but I see you
yes.
equally have done different walks around. What country is that? If for those that are watching, is this Kenya or are we still in Nairobi?
That is Nairobi is in Kenya.
Yes, but you know the question, right? Because some people will be saying, "What country is that? Is that Kenya?" And then
That
is
is
that the city
Kenya.
of Nairobi?
That's Kenya, Nairobi City. Now,
Ah,
that
you know, I
walk
know my
is a symbolic
city.
one. That walk
Uh-huh.
is a symbolic one. It has a story behind it.
Tell me the story.
Now, some years back, it's all happening. We all come across these things on social media. So some years back, there was this young man from Korogocho who was diagnosed with bone cancer. He got amputated the first time. The cancer spread again. The same leg which was amputated was again amputated from the hip bone. After some time, the cancer became metastatic and it affected the brain. There was a tumor that was going on the brain. So we came across that story when he was referred to go to India for a brain surgery. So
Why is
that's why we
everybody going
came
to
in.
India, even as you tell her that story?
They are more experienced in such kind of cases. That's what I believe in.
Okay.
Their population allows them, they come across so many types of diseases. That's what I believe in. And again, it's cheaper in India because they manufacture their own meds. Do you manufacture cancer meds in Kenya?
That I have no idea. I have
We
to call
we
the
import.
CS. We import everything.
We import the cancer meds. We don't manufacture them. We manufacture akina paracetamol, akina Piriton, akina Totomol, and other types of meds, but we don't
And
manufacture
other
cancer
types of
meds.
malls.
So
I'm trying to avoid the saddest part of this conversation, and I'm
so
not
that's
being
why
I'm not
that's
being a
why
bit go ahead.
that's why medicine or medical becomes medical treatment becomes cheaper in India. Okay, now he was referred to go to India for the surgery. Now, before any surgery, your family has to be told of the procedure of how everything is going to happen. Then it's up to you to decide, will you go ahead with the surgery or not? So after the family was informed of how the surgery was going to be done and the outcome, because the outcome was supposed to be 90% unsuccessful. There was only 10% chances for it to be successful. So there
Why
was a
would anybody take that
possibility.
chance?
There was a possibility after the surgery, the boy becomes paralyzed.
Oh, jeez.
So the parents the parent decided no surgery was going to be performed, and he was given a prognosis of 3 months
To live.
exactly. So when that boy, his name was Abdulaziz, may his soul rest in peace. When the boy was informed about that news, that sad news, he has 3 months to live, he decided one thing. He said that he wants to go for Hajj pilgrimage in Mecca as his
With
last
no,
refuge.
with one leg missing.
One leg missing and a tumor the size of his head.
Oh, jeez.
So he said that he wants to go to Hajj as his last wish. It was a sad story, actually. We became very aggressive on social media to spread that news. And someone decided to make his wish come true. So when they came back to Kenya, someone sponsored that trip for him and his dad to go and fulfill his last wish. So pilgrimage in Islam it's one of the pillars in Islam. So like you go to Hajj, cleanse yourself. You believe you get purified, all your sins are forgiven. Some people get healed. It's all about what you believe in. So he said he wants to go to Hajj. He went to Hajj, and after Hajj, he came back and he lived 5 months instead of 3 months that he was given.
Wow.
Now, that boy used to love to do charity despite what he was going through. So the work of hope was to give hope not only to him, because the first work we did was when he was alive. It was to give hope not only to him and not only to cancer patients, but to everyone passing difficult times. So the boy was from Korogocho. Korogocho is a slum.
Yeah.
I come from Kibra. Kibra is a slum.
Are you Nubian by any chance?
Yes, I am.
Should have told that from the word go. It's interesting because the Nubian community is one of the few unrecognized, but it's until recently you made a lot of noise actually, and it became a recognized community in the Kenyan land. When they talk about 43 or so plus tribes. But I mean, from a minority group, and you're doing such an amazing job, I must say, Heko,
We have
GB, you're doing
so
a wonderful
many. We
job.
have so many of them doing amazing work out there. We have so many others. Now, how symbolic the work became. Korogocho, walking from Kibera. In fact, Kibera to Korogocho is 18 kilometers. You
Never knew
walk,
that.
you get tired. You walk, you get blisters along the way. You become exhausted. You become dehydrated. So we have stopovers. So from the starting point to the finish line, those are a total of five points. Because in the middle of the way we have 3 stopovers, and we pass in between the CBD.
Yeah.
So the CBD represents the rich society,
The house.
and the and the two slums represent the what will
The
I call
humble,
it?
the humble in the
Exactly,
society.
the
I
humble
come
in
from a
the
humble
society.
background.
Exactly. Now, it symbolizes cancer affects all. It doesn't choose.
Rich
It
or
affects
poor.
the rich, it affects the poor, it affects the middle class, it affects all. Now, the 5 points that I've told you represents the 5 stages of cancer. We have 5 stages of cancer. We
Okay.
have the 0 stage, which it's not easy to diagnose cancer at the 0 stage. Then we have stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, and stage 4. When you have stage 4, that cancer means it is metastatic. Metastatic. It has spread. It has spread. It has
That
spread
word you've
all
said,
over.
not going to help you. It's all over. Let's just say it's all over. Meta that
Yeah,
word.
you meta that one. Now it has spread all over. That's why
Yeah.
we have 5 points during our walk, which symbolizes the 5 stages of cancer. The start point is a slum representing the humble in the society. We pass through the CBD. The CBD presents the rich in our society, and we finish at the slum, which still represent the humble in our society. The blisters, the exhaustion, the dehydration presents the pain, losing hope during treatment. So you see that walk is symbolic. We don't just walk, we create awareness on the streets. That's all about the walk of hope.
Wow. The Walk of Hope is such an amazing story. If you're joining us, we are talking to Jimmy and Yusuf, and this is an amazing touch story, especially where you said those stages. For me, it was just, some guys had nothing to do. It was a boring Saturday, so they decided to end it. And then they decided walking all over, and they were mabango. The normal scenario we see people just haki to kind of stuff. That's what
Yeah.
I imagined was happening here, but clearly
No. It's a symbolic.
umenitoa ujinga, umenitoa
It's a
ufala.
symbolic. It's a symbolic walk.
Thank you so much, Gitao Ngongoyo. Thank you so much. And we have Valentino Seguero again. It's all hashtag. Thank you so much for joining. Branish anasema hello following, karibu sana. Jimmy, we want to take a quick break in there, and hizi pressure zenye tunapata za vitu mingi za maisha, how do we deal with it? Because dealing with cancer as a family, it's very, very difficult. And I want us to talk about the poverty that comes with it. Everyone that is watching tonight, there's something I want to let you know, especially if you're watching us from Kenya. Thing is, you are a phone call away from poverty. If today your relative was to call you and tell you, you know what, I got cancer and I need you to help me out, most of you will actually help out. And along the way, you'll get weary. The thing is, you are a phone call away from poverty. So how then do we enable these people deal with such economic harshness once cancer strikes? You're watching Against All Odds, and we'll be right back. Whenever we speak of great achievers, we tend to use phrases like, they've come from far, they started from the bottom, or they did a lot to get to where they are. Lifted on kevintini.com.
Wahenga walisema kipoteacho hakirudi. na mama akasema lazima nikusamehe, wanadhani ati twafana, ati twapendana, kumbe twapigana. Kazi nitapata, nikuache niende, afadhali nitafute kuliko minivumilie. Wanipa pressure, wanipa pressure. Wanipa pressure, wanipa pressure. Tumekuwa pamoja na sasa hunitaki, hunipendi, miaka ni miwili, hivi kwako ni kivumbi, ni kivumbi. Jambo gani hili la kufanya uwe hivi? Ni subira yangu imenifikisha hapa, waniacha kitandani, kisa kuwa ni sherehe. Uwe kijana wa Subaru, utanionyesha mambo. Wanipa pressure, wanipa pressure. Eti unataka kwenda Naivasha, mtoto wa Murang'a, mimi nitakupasha, utakipatapata ukirudi Mombasa. Eti unataka.
Yes, that is pressure with Julie Mumia. I remember earlier on we were talking to Jimia, Sue from the Fadl Foundation, and she has an amazing story of the things they are doing. Told you that you are a phone call away from poverty. If you don't believe me, wait until you have a sick relative in hospital. Joining me right now is Jimia, and Jimia, najua mmepigiwa simu, you collect as much as you can when you can, online and offline, but you're equally enabling these families to have, the basics. But only dawa, you cannot follow up all through. And I saw some amazing projects you're doing. Can you tell us what instigated the coming up of such kind of projects from your foundation?
Okay, that is one of, I can say, a successful story. And before it, there was a sad story to it.
Hola.
Back in 2019, as we were supporting a kid with cancer who had acute lymphoblastic leukemia, and it was a relapse. When I say a relapse, it means that he was under maintenance phase. Maintenance phase means that the cancer cells have reduced. They cannot be seen under the microscope, the cancer cells, but you still have to continue with the chemo treatment to make sure no other cancer cell remains. So when the kid was under maintenance phase, she had a relapse, meaning she was to start the treatment back to square one.
Wow.
So that's when we came to pick up the case. So she was receiving treatment at the National Hospital. The mother called me, told me about the kid and all that. I verified the story, and previously I had seen that kid and the mother when we visited the hospital the previous year during the September awareness. So she called me and told me my kid has a relapse, and we are completely drained financially. So as usually we do what we do best. campaign for the medical appeal via social media to make sure that the treatment does not stop whenever there's a chemo. At times, there are no drugs in the hospital. The family has to buy drugs out of the hospital. You have like to really mobilize all the people that you have. So while the kid was receiving treatment, the treatment became so harsh to her. She was only 4 years, actually 3 years old. She succumbed to the complications of cancer treatment. In fact, it was a sad day because I was actually in hospital with my daughter again. You see, my kids are usually sick on and off, on and off.
They
So I
also
was in
have
the
cancer?
no other types of diseases. I have a child with the this it's a slight condition, but it's something to do with the brain. Another one, it's a slight condition, but it's something to do with the intestines. So they are usually in and out of hospital. So when we were admitted, the mother called me and told me my daughter has breathed her last. It was really sad. I became so down that day, considering we were still raising funds for her. We still had funds, like if money could buy life. You get what I'm saying? Now we helped the kid in with the burial processes. I have energetic and vibrant volunteers, some youth from Korogocho. These two ladies called Sharon and Alice. I called them and told them, my sisters, this and this has happened to baby Kara. That child was Kara. This and this has happened to baby Kara. I'm in Mombasa. I don't know how the burial procedures for Christians go. I need your help. I need you to help this mother in all the burial arrangements where it's needed. They came through. And the mother was also coordinating. She'll tell me we need a coffin, we need to dress up the kid and all that, and all those stuffs that come with the burying a Christian. So that's what we usually, that's how we came to assist with the funds that we were holding for the kid to receive treatment. So after the kid was buried, we gave time for the mother to mourn. And after like a few months, we thought like it was time we asked the mother, we cannot take this money and transfer it to another kid. We usually don't do that. Actually, there's another story. This kid has died. Now let's take this money and give it to another child. No, we don't do that. This money still belongs to that parent. So I asked the mother, what will you want to venture in? Or do you want to do business? Or do you want to get employed somewhere? So the mother told her that in the area that she lives in, rabbits do well. There is a market in rabbit farming. So she'll need to start with 6 rabbits and see how it goes. So the money that we had, we gave it to her. She bought 6 rabbits. She built the rabbit hutch. It was a small one that could only hold 6 rabbits. Not that picture you are seeing. That's where her business expanded. It was just a small hutch that could accommodate 6 rabbits. That's how she started. That was in 2019. 2 years down the line, she has more than 150 rabbits.
Wow. Amazing.
She has created employment in her region, and at the same time earning an income through that business, or through what she ventured into from the funds that was raised via her kids' medical appeal. So what she does with the rabbits, she sells rabbit urine. She collects there's a way she collects the rabbit urine. There's a way that rabbit
That thing stinks. I'm sorry.
It has a lot of market, the rabbit urine in that region.
Oh, really? Is that also a medication for cancer?
No. Local
okay.
farmers buy the urine and use it as pesticide.
Okay. That's now making a lot of sense.
The rabbit poo is used as fertilizer. So local farmers also buy that. The local butcheries and a few hotels around her area buy rabbit meat. Rabbit meat is nutritious and sweet. I've never tasted it. The mother told me rabbit meat
I
is
have
sweet.
tested rabbit meat.
Is it true? It's sweet.
Well, ask me out for barbecue next time we see each other, then we'll find out.
Okay, sawa. Now, the rabbit fur, and someone else buys the rabbit fur or the rabbit skin and uses it to make handbags, uses it to make shoes. Now you see, it has also created a source of income to another person.
That's diversified sort of business.
A few people have been employed to do that work of slaughtering rabbit slaughtering and all that. Now you see, it has created a source of income not only to her but to others also in her region. So she has created for herself and a few people from her region sustainable income. I can say that she's trying to achieve the SDGs. She's working towards the SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals by the United Nations. Yeah.
You know what, Jimmy?
So
that's interesting. And you've mentioned, I'm sorry, I know there's a lot of stories, but you mentioned something about your own children having some condition that sees you in and out of hospital. And what strikes me is that you forget about your own problems and focus on helping other people, despite you being in the lowest moment. What drives you?
I can say what drives me is one tribe, which is humanity. That's what I can say. It's kind of, you see, Ellie, when you're passionate about something, you will do it against all odds.
You got it. You, my sister, got it.
When you're passionate about something, when you're passionate about humanity, you can do it against all odds. And I can say, I'm not bragging, but women are created in a unique way. They can multitask. In as much as I can have a sick baby with me, I can still use social media to assist someone else. I'm not that kind of person that I can say mimi mwenyewe niko na mashida zangu, mwingine sasa ananiambia na mashida zake, sasa nani atasaidia nani? I'm not that kind of person.
God for us all and man for everyone for himself.
I believe like if there is a way I can assist, I don't have to assist her financially. I can use it. I can use social media. My 1 shilling, your 1 shilling, and another person's 1 shilling makes it 3 shillings and can help someone else. So I believe in lift one person today, tomorrow lift another person, and another day lift another person. That makes it 3. And there's this thing, when you lift one person, as not one person, when I lift 2 people and each person lifts another 2 people, you see the tree grows.
True.
And that's how humanity, and that's how we spread humanity. But
spreading humanity.
But when I say mimi mwenyewe niko na mashida zangu, why should I help someone else? Ellie will say the same thing. Mimi mwenyewe niko na mashida zangu, why should I help someone else? But when I have my own problems and I help out Ellie will also say tomorrow, when you have your own problems, then someone gives you a call and say, there was a time someone assisted me. Why don't I do the same to someone else? And goes on and on and on. That's what humanity is all about. And I believe, like, when you have your own problems and you help someone else, God makes it easier. Your own problems also, you get it solved swiftly. I believe.
I wish I had your faith, because that's all we need tonight. I think we're losing a bit of Jimmy out there, and we hope you're gonna join us shortly, because you're joining us. There's something Jimmy has mentioned about humanity being the tribe, and for a long time we have a tribe called egocentrism. It's about me, and me. How I wish we could switch and look at things the way they come. Every Tuesday here on Art in Heart, we talk to the men and address men issues. So let's see what you should be expecting on Tuesday, the Men's Day.
A broken heart could be a legitimate cause of death. True or false?
True.
Why?
Suicide.
Short and suicide.
James, do you want to help me? Probably, as a professional psychologist, do you think a broken heart could be a cause for death?
It is actually a cause. It is actually a cause. I want to send African man back to schools and tell him to read on a syndrome called broken heart syndrome. I will not explain that syndrome. I've given you the cue.
No, my friend, I don't know what is happening. Let's ask. You asked me a question, eh? I said yes. And now you're telling me yes, and you're telling me to school. Did you say no? I'm not living the second. You think this
Well, let's do this. Let's do this. No. In all fairness.
Yes, that's the Men's Day every single Tuesday. So join us this Tuesday as we sit in the den talking matters men, everything about men. So very quickly, we're gonna ask Jimmy to come in and give us the final thoughts as we close down. Jimmy.
Yes,
Oh, what has happened to our audio? I hear a robotic audio coming from your end.
It's also coming from my end too.
Okay. Julia seems to be having an issue with her audio. I'll ask her to fix it very fast. I don't know what has happened, Jimmy. If you can get that sorted out so that we can call this a wrap. Also remember that the month of September, that's from today actually to the 11th, is Suicide Prevention Awareness Week. And as Art in Heart, we just want to ask you to do one thing. Reach out to a friend. You know that friend that has been silent for quite some time? When you're mnasema squeezy anajisikia because they're always locked up, they could be going through something. Don't just sit there and throw stones assuming they are doing well. Reach out. You might just save a life. Jimmy, oh no, our audio is very bad, Jimmy. If you can fix that for the last time.
Okay.
I don't know what's happened there. So as I was saying, from the 5th to the 11th, take time, check on a friend, see how they are doing. Send a text for that friend that has been missing for some time. You never know, you might just save a life. And that's why we are saying, reach out. You never know. Very quickly, let me just give a shout out to everybody that is watching tonight. Norina Mbata, thank you so much for making the conversation worth it. We say when you're passionate about anything, you'll do it against all odds. Jumia, Abdul, Yusuf, you got this. Thank you so much for that comment. I say Slayman who says, Jumia, much love, 100%. Thank you so much. And Abdul, Abdul Wakil Abdullahi says hello to you, Abdul. Hope you're doing great. I can see the family is following through. We have Carol Kenya who says to us, hello everyone, hello to you, Kenya. And Clef who says, good work you guys are putting out there. Thank you so much, Cliff Titus. Wow, there's only one person that has two repetitive names in my country. I just discovered there's a new one. The other one goes with double M. Jumia, hii Bluetooth imefanya ile kitu ama tunaweza ongea? Can you hear me? No. Jumia, there is we will not be able to have this conversation. I don't know what has happened. It's really not working. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we might just ask Jumia to join us again next Sunday as she talks to us about the 4 hours that she got nominated for. And you know, I'm a bit kind. Let's give it the last try. Jumia, can you hear me?
I can hear you clearly, Ellie.
Unfortunately, your audio is very bad. We cannot make a word of what you are saying, Jumia. You might be hearing us, but we cannot hear you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is what happens in life situations. Anything can go wrong at any time, but we say we live to fight another day. As we leave you, we just want to say one thing. Reach out to a friend again, help and hear them out. Suicide should never be the way out. As we fight cancer, as we fight all other diseases, mental health is becoming the #1 killer in our country. Therefore, be passionate about people, be considerate about people, and above everything else, it's always great to bring you against all odds. Until next time, my name is Likuyani Eli, and I leave you this with Wenye Tuwe Wenye Utu by Eshuchi Lumumba. Have a great evening.